Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Elite Clockman here. A special episode of SKIBIDI Multiverse just came out today. This special is no filler. In fact, this episode was very important to you in order to understand where all of this is going. This episode explains what actually happened in episode 27 of SKIBIDI Multiverse. And as it turns out, the death of our dear leader of the clocks was crucial. But before we get to all of that, make sure to subscribe if you think SKIBIDI Multiverse is super cool, and to pay respect once again to the fallen leader of the clocks. To our surprise, the episode didn't start off from where we left in episode 27, but from episode 21 with the Alliance retreating from the battlefield. There was also a note for us saying that we should turn on captions so we can clearly see that unlike most episodes, this one was most likely going to be a 3 minutes long dialogue. You can clearly see some familiar faces like our favorite drill woman now held hostage by the toilets, the chief clockman who forever lives in our heart, and his killer, the alarm clockman who sadly stabbed him to death. And this is where episode 27 will finally start to make sense. Everyone was rushing to the helicopter in order to retreat when suddenly everyone stopped moving. Everything was frozen, time has stopped. No one could move except the alarm clockman. You can clearly see how confused he was. When suddenly a talking clockman came to him saying, "It's nice to finally see some homie. We have much to discuss." Just from those few words, you can clearly tell that Blood had it rough. The alarm clockman became even more confused. The mysterious clockman presented himself as his large pal, his future large pal, which means that the mysterious one isn't from our timeline. We'll call him Future Large Clockman, Future Clockman for short. This Future Clockman cut right to chase. He said that he'll be quick, and that this isn't his first time having this conversation. So we can assume that he is stuck in some sort of loop. The future clockman revealed to the alarm clockman that even if for him that sounds weird, the leader of the toilets isn't actually a toilet himself, but a purple woman. The same purple woman that destroyed the clock base in the last episode. But what follows is the confusing part. The future large clockman explains that after the mysterious purple woman attacked the base and everyone leaves, she fought the leader of the clocks. But unlike what we've seen in the last episode of the series, our dear leader actually managed to beat her, proving once again that the leader of the clocks isn't just a capable leader, but also a very skilled and talented fighter, even among the strongest member of the Alliance. But when it seemed that the Alliance delivered a critical hit to the evil toilets, the mysterious future clockman revealed that she would have sadly managed to escape by using the device that was in her hand. We can clearly see the mysterious object in episode 27, and it turns out that it wasn't a weapon, but a teleportation device. But it could still be multifunctional. Everything is possible when it comes to the leader of the toilets after all. After that, the future clockman explained to him that before asking him for help, he asked the clockwoman to use her gun, and before the buffed guy to destroy the device so that she won't escape. And before that, he used all of his strength to sacrifice himself. Then he added that the first time he was revived, but sadly it took all of his friends, our dear clockman, just to revive him, indicating just how strong he is if it took all of the clockmen to bring him back to life. The second time he said that he endured a defeat even more brutal than the last one, but we didn't get much detail. Then he hilariously added that the third time he was ridiculously interrupted by a bunch of clockmen in white suits and a talking toilet that he never saw in his entire life. A bunch of clockmen in white suit. I wonder where these gentlemen learned how to dress. But let's focus on our main topic today. The future large clock explained that he could try more, but he feared that he would reach his limit in the end, suffering defeat after defeat, lost after lost. Yet he still has hope, my friends. He believes that he will always be stuck in this loop, but he also believes that the alarm clockman can change everything. And what he told him after explaining the shocking events of episode 27. The future clockman told him that he needed him to kill their dear leader before he has the chance to use his powers. What a crazy idea. The poor alarm clockman was shocked. You can clearly see him panic and getting angry just at the simple idea of killing his friend and great leader. The crazy future clock explains that if the purple lady escapes the base alive, she will hunt and kill every last clock and then go for the rest of our friends in the Alliance. What a sad fate awaits our beloved heroes. Then the large clock explained that if the alarm clockman killed their leader in front of her eyes, it will get them out of the crazy woman's mind. In other words, the leader had to go. It was a necessary sacrifice for the survival of all, and in order to win this long war between the toilets and the Alliance, he said that it would buy them the time they need to finally revive their dead Titan, the ultimate Titan Clockman. But the future large Clockman faced one problem. The alarm Clockman absolutely refused to betray his friend. Just look at him, my dear friends. Look at how furious he was at the future clock for coming up with this crazy idea. He said that can't kill the leader of the clocks. He can't betray his friend. But the alarm Clockman fails to realize how dangerous that mysterious woman actually is. The large future Clockman then said to our surprise that she has something called a counter-titan, and no matter what it could possibly be, for someone in the Alliance that sounded terrifying. After that, he sadly told the past clock that he saw all of our great titans killed. It sounds that a dark future awaits our heroes. Just what kind of sick madness has Blood been through to suggest killing his own leader? He told them that it was vital for the clocks to get their Titan back at any cost. Even if it means sacrificing the leader of the clocks, he explained that this might be the only way for them to finally win the war. But the alarm Clockman affirmed that he can't do it, and that the future large Clockman should stop with this nonsense. Was he seriously asking him to kill his friend? But the future Clockman was very aware of the alarm Clockman's loyalty that he would automatically refuse. He said that he could ask the others, but it was impossible to surprise their chief as he can see 10 seconds into the future. He then told him that he was the only one capable of killing the leader of the clocks. As you know, the watch on his left hand lets him cancel the different abilities of all other clockmen, and Chief was no exception. The large clock then said that this ability was pretty useless against the toilets, but not against the clocks. It was like he was born to beat his own kind, and this ability of his will changed everything. The block might last a short seconds, but it was enough time to terminate the leader of the clocks. But that wasn't the issue. The main clock got even angrier. He was furious, boiling with anger. He still refused to do it. We can't clearly understand the clock language, but we can clearly see that he was telling the future clock that what he's asking for is wrong. But the future clockman wasn't a fool. He knew that the plan was crazy, but you can clearly see that he can't take this anymore, and then said to his short friend in a sad tone, "I'm not asking anymore." After that, he used his powers to control the main clockman, and then said, "In the right time, in the right place, you'll do the right thing. Block the clock. Here, listen to it yourself."
I'm sorry. But in that case, I'm not asking anymore. In the right time, and in the right place, you will do the right thing. Block the clock.
In the next scene, we found ourselves in the present time in episode 27, right before the main clock was hit by a headache and brutally killed the leader of the clocks. And that's the end of this episode. To be honest, this special episode was truly crucial to the plot. And we finally got to see the level of the leader of the toilets, just behind the fallen leader of the clocks. And we misjudged the main clock as he isn't a traitor, but he was manipulated. And I really think the future clock deserves more screen time. What an interesting character to add to the series, and he is also the only talking clock apparently. I really hope they would give him a bigger role and a proper rival. Also, make sure to play my Roblox game because we'll be making a SKIBIDI multiverse events with all the multiverse units next week. The event will start on Sunday.